Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Jessica. Thank you so much for tuning in. For today's video, it's going to be a day to night tutorial or a work to party or night tutorial, whatever you want to call it. But before we get started, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. If you want to see beauty, lifestyle, fashion videos, and all that good stuff. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. Jumping right in, this is pretty much what my day-to-day makeup looks like if I'm at work or just need to look a little bit put together throughout the day. So this is just a base, and then I have blush and bronzer on, eyebrows, and a gloss. So very neutral, very simple, something I can walk out the door with and look presentable. This is what I would wear, or what I usually wear to work. This is going to be the base we're going to work on for the night. So what I want to keep this video to is, obviously it's tonight tutorial, but when I'm out and about, if I'm at work, I don't want to carry too much in my purse or in my bag. So I want to keep the products very minimal and very compact. So for the eyes, of course, you can take a palette with you. Maybe you have a mini palette that works, but a lot of my palettes aren't that mini, except my favorite one, the NARS one, but we're not using that one today. So something that I 100% suggest to have in your purse when you have an event or a party or a dinner that you want to transition to with your makeup for the later hours, I 100% suggest a gel liner or a liner pencil. And I know that sounds a little bit scary, but trust me, it makes things so much easier, especially when you're trying to transition to a nighttime look. And I love cream bases and stuff, even like for a normal day. But again, if I'm trying to switch up my look after a while, I really do like products like this. And this is the Mercier Caviar Stick Eye Color, and this is in the shade Sapphire. It is a beautiful blue shade. So starting off with the eyes, again, this is the Caviar Stick in Sapphire. So I pretty much lay it all over my lid. And I'm taking the Morphe M578 brush. It's a very dense blending brush. You can use any short, dense brush to blend out the cream. So for the crease shade, this is the TETE A Tint Matte Eyeshadow. You want to use pretty much any crease shade that you trust, that you know. And I love this because it's from MAC, and you know all their single shadows are very convenient. I also have it in the pan form, so I can just pop it in if I want to take my mini palette. But throw this in my purse, doesn't take much room, super easy. So taking a small blending brush with that crease shade, mine is the E17 from Morphe, and just popping it right on the crease. And then just going back in with the Caviar stick, just to deepen it up a little bit more. And then this time, I'm just gonna use my finger to blend it out a little bit. And since it is more of like a eyeliner stick, I mean, again, it's not called that, it makes it so much easier to not wipe, but really, what do you call it? Cut that line a little bit. All I do is drag my finger to drag out that blue. I'm gonna go ahead and do my other eye. Same exact thing. We're gonna apply this on my lid, blend it out, then apply a little bit more. I also did a one at a time, especially if you're working with the Caviar sticks. I feel like they do dry down fast, so if you have this product or plan on purchasing this product, make sure you work with it quickly. I also want to point out, I know I said they dry down quickly, but they are really easy to work with. So once they're fresh, they're easy to move around, but when you're working with it, make sure you work with it quickly. Make sense? And then very last step, I'm gonna do a similar thing, but to the under eye. These are so easy to work with. Then I'm just adding a little bit more mascara. This is the Colossal Big Shot from Maybelline, my favorite mascara. I'm not adding too much because I don't want it to get flaky. But just enough, just in case I got either the blue or the transition shade on my eyelash, just to kind of paint over it. Okay, so for the face, I need to move my hair out of the way. But for the face, I already have obviously the foundation and concealer on, everything you had on from the daytime. Don't want to add other creams on top as far as concealers and foundation goes, because I don't want it to get patchy. I don't want it to pick up old product and then it's breaking apart. Avoiding that. So for the face, we're going to reinforce the blush a little bit more and add a different highlight because I have a very natural sort of glistening going on. So for the blush, I will be using the Wet n Wild Color Icon. This is not the same blush I'm wearing for the daytime. This is a nice peachy orange blush. I love how it'll look with the stick caviar we have going on the eyelids. So though I don't know if you'll be able to tell much of a difference because I did have blush on, it was a little bit more rosy, but you can kind of tell. I love blush. I love blush any time of day, night, day, afternoon, morning. Love blush, but especially at night, you should put a little bit more blush on because it gives a little more color to your face. At nighttime, you don't really see what's going on your face half the time, so that is when I go ham on the blush, let me tell you. So you can add more contour if you like, more bronzer. I kind of like the blush to be the star of the show, so I'm not gonna add any more contour. This is the MAC. Oh darling, it falls out. The whole last thing falls out. Anyway, so a beautiful, nice golden highlight. Just grabbing some with my highlight brush and then just putting it on my face. This highlight looks so beautiful when the right light hits it. This lighting isn't giving it, oh, you can kind of tell. I love this highlight. I'm gonna hit it right here on my nose. A little tiny pencil brush, and I'm gonna use it on my inner corner. So on the brow bone. So I'm gonna be real with you guys. My face, I did it like a couple hours ago, so I really don't need to touch up as far as my skin goes. However, let's pretend like I do. I'm not really gonna apply it, but 100% something that you should have is a compact. I have the Charlotte Tilbury in medium tube. This is an airbrush flawless finish. It's just something light, something not too pigmented, so you can just kind of refresh your face. If anything is starting to look a little bit patchy, and you know when your skin just starts looking a little bit patchy and it's breaking apart a little bit, something with a little bit more pigment will definitely help out with that. So for me, I would just have taken an all over brush and kind of just like, just go all over. If you use a more compact brush, like this one, even though this is my highlight brush, I have another one that I really like using underneath the eyes to really get in there and clean up those cracks or whatever you want to call it, or creases. This is perfect. I love this one. It sets faces really nicely, but it also has enough coverage to cover those areas that are starting to break apart. Another powder that I really like is the Bare Minerals. That's a really good powder. Or the MAC Studio Fix, not the one that's the full powder foundation, it's just the finish. That one's a really good one. So again, not a translucent powder, something with a little bit more coverage. So assuming I already did that, don't need it right now. So the very last thing before we finish off the lips and the face is 100% in your pouch. My pouch is that I carry around in my purse literally all day, every day when I'm out and about. It's probably not bigger than my head, but I have so much in there. I carry daily essentials, I mean, I'm going off on tangents, doesn't really matter. But especially when you know you have to go day to night, 100% carry around a setting spray with you. The setting spray I'm using today is the Pixie Makeup Fixie Mist. I like this one because it gives me a nice skin refresh because this has rose on it and green tea, so I feel like it really wakes up my skin once it starts looking a little dull after a few hours of being at work or whatever it may be. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray my face. And then something that I always carry around in my pouch is a beauty blender. So just a sponge or a beauty blender. Before this dries down, I kind of just press down all the powder I have in my skin, because you're adding powder after the fact you already have a bunch of makeup on your skin from the day. So if you do this, it'll really just press everything into your skin and make it look more like skin, make it look more like it's blended into there. It makes it look very smooth. So don't skip out on this step. This is my favorite thing to do when I'm trying to achieve a day to night look, or in general, even when I'm just doing my makeup, even if it's fresh. Spray my face and press everything all in. So you can really start seeing that highlight. Just kind of pull through a little bit. For a liner, I will be going in with Coffee and Kissy from Morphe, one of my favorite liners, a nice brown with a warm undertone. For my lip, this is, again, Morphe Liquid Lip in Brunch. Brunch, yes. Look, I'm trying to wipe this off. And it's a struggle. That's a good sign. We're gonna have a long night. Before we finish off this video, I do want to say a couple different things you can do with this. You can pop on lashes. You can do a different lip color. I personally, on a night out, if I'm gonna be having a few drinks or so, I mean, if I'm being extra confident, I will for sure have a bold lip. But I like matte, more nudie lips, more peachy lips, because they're not as high maintenance, if that makes sense. Like, I don't have to, not that keep applying, but you know, when you're eating something or you're drinking something, it can kind of slip and slide, move around. With the nude shades, you can't really tell. So again, up to you. I could also do like a plummy look. That'll look really pretty with the blue. Another thing I wanted to mention too, I'm pretty sure I didn't mention it, and it was probably one of my biggest points. If you haven't messed around with like a Caviar stick, this is Laura Mercier. Don't know if I mentioned the brand, oops. But Laura Mercier Girl Lactic has really good sticks. I also like the gel pots from Stilazzi. Even though they're in pots, you can easily use it with your finger and do the same technique that I used with this. But if you haven't played around with creams, they are so beautiful. They're actually, in my opinion, a little bit easier to work with. Again, if you have the right formula, especially in situations from day to night. If you're gonna go deep like this, I prefer messing with gels or these pencils, because with shadows you have fallout and you already have your base on, you already have your foundation on, so it's kind of annoying, you know. Like, I mean, you can put translucent powder and then wipe it away, but it's just a next step you don't want to do. And if you're messing around with creams, you're not going to have fallout. You're not going to deal with that. You're not going to have to deal with the cleanup. All you have to worry about is blending it out right, and that's it. So definitely 10 out of 10 recommend to try out gels or these Caviar sticks. And I think that's the one takeaway, if you're going to get anything from this video, is try this out, or product like these. I promise you, they're so much easier and I just love them. And yeah, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And make sure you turn those notification bells on so you know the next time I upload. I'm trying to stick to Monday, Wednesday, Friday, as I have been for these few weeks. But I have been doing it, and I think I can continue doing it. So make sure you turn on those notification bells so I can see you next time. I will see you Friday, or whenever you're watching this video, whatever day of the week you watch YouTube. But thank you so much for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.